Okay, boys, so this is the free for video course on how to start your own very OFM agency. I'm going to be giving out a lot of information for free here, so hopefully you appreciate it. So, what is OFM? Now, 90% of you people watching this video right now probably already know what OFM is. OFM basically stands for OnlyFans Management OFM. So, within OnlyFans Management, you are going to be managing a creator taking a percentage of the earnings. Within most cases, it's 50%. And let's say that model earns $1.2 million, you're going to take home $600,000. That is the core principles of OFM. So you're going to manage a model, you're going to run the marketing for the model, you're going to run the managing of the model, so all of the socials, and you're also going to be chatting on the model's account and making money from her current subscribers. So that is what OFM is. You probably already know that, but if you didn't, that's a quick sum of what it is. So you're probably thinking, once again, if you don't know, why don't they just work for themselves? Why don't these OF models just work for themselves and make a fuck ton of money? Why is the guys in the business managing? You know? So first and foremost is people are lazy. We live in a generation where you can be lazy as fuck and not do anything. So the model's gonna do the bare minimum, and it's just a normal thing for a human to be lazy. Second of all is most models don't know what to do. These models who are making 100k, 200k, 300k, $1,000 per month, they're working with a manager. And if they're working by themselves, they don't know how to get to that. They don't know what to do to get to that level. So for you as a manager, you'll have the information on what to do to get to that level for that model. And third of all, it's just easy for them, bro. If you're being approached by a guy who's saying, hey, I can run everything for you, your marketing, your managing, your chatting, blah, 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 all you need to do is send me the content. I will do everything for you. You're going to turn around and say, fucking yes, please, let's do this. So they're the main three factors on why they don't just work for themselves, if you was confused about that. So you, as an OF manager, are going to step in and make everything easy for them and generate them more revenue. That's basically why they don't work for themselves. You're going to step in, generate more revenue, make it easy. They're happy, you're happy. It's a good fucking business. So yeah. This business is going nowhere. Now, everyone's saying, oh, it's saturated, there's so many guys. Bro, it's not going anywhere. Trust me right now. This business is fucking growing. I've been in OFM for about 3 years now, and I can tell you right now, it is growing, and I've seen so many more people start OnlyFans and so many more people buy content on OnlyFans. It's only a growing business. So if you're a person who A, hasn't started OFM, or B, has started OFM a little bit and not made any good results, do not worry, bro, because this business is growing at a rapid fucking rate. If you look at this statistic here, what's online, I think this came out around about a couple of months ago. OnlyFans is possibly the most revenue efficient company in the world, and no one even comes close. Now that's revenue per employee on their side of the business, whatever. But this is just a good statistic to look at, bro, because it just shows that the business is growing. It's a huge business. What I've seen is also on most boxing fights these days, people have like OnlyFans on the boxing shorts and everything. It's a huge business. I see it everywhere. I've seen it more than ever. It's growing. It's not going anywhere. So don't worry if you haven't started, or don't worry if you haven't made any big money within the business yet, because it's a rapid growing business. It's going to be here for a while. So it's good. Now, the mindset behind having your own OFM agency. This is important now. I don't want to be the fucking guy who's like, oh, mindset. But bro, it actually is important. It really is important. So I need to explain it a lot for you who wants to start. I'm yet to see someone. I'm like, this is me being truthfully honest. I don't know how I can tell you how honest I'm being, but I'm yet to see someone fail who's tried for 30 to 90 days. I've seen people start OFM within 2 to 3 weeks, they fall off. They've not seen results, they fall off, and they can't be bothered anymore. Bro, I've seen guys start OFM and within 3 months they're making 50k per month. That's how quick. That's how quick you can find success within this business. Like, you literally can find success that quick. That's not a joke. If you was to fully give 100% for 1 to 3 months, which isn't even fucking long, by the way, you will see some success. Okay, you might not get a Lamborghini within 90 days. But bro, you're gonna make some fucking money within 1 to 3 months if you actually try. If you actually try OFM for 1 to 3 months, you will make money. Trust me on that. And as I've said here, I compare it to the gym. The gym's a very good comparison to this. If you start the gym, you don't see results in 2 to 3 weeks. Do you walk out the door and think, fuck this, bro? The gym's bullshit. I'm not doing that. No, bro. Everybody knows within the gym, you're not going to see good results until weeks and months, even years of growing your physique. So why would you have that mindset towards a business model? So just adopt the mindset you have in the gym and adopt it towards OFM. This way, you're going to see success. Within the gym, you don't walk in, lift a couple of dumbbells for 2 weeks, and get fucking jacked like David Lade. Bro, that doesn't happen. You got to lift, you got to diet for weeks, you got to diet for months, So it's like, compare it to the gym, bro. If you compare it to the gym, you'll make a fuck ton of money. Simple as. I can't put it any simple. It's so important not to give up. Like, the importance of not giving up. It seems so simple, but that simple formula can take you so far. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, I'm yet to see someone fail who's tried 30, 90 days. So compare it to the gym, you'll see success 100%. It can change your life completely. And this is me being honest, bro. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, you're going to get rich as fuck and turn into fucking Jeff Bezos. You're not going to do that, bro. But what I'm going to say is it can change your life. It really can change your life. And it's changed my life. And I've seen it affect other people's lives too. For example, if you're running a client who's making $50,000 per month, you're taking home $25,000 and you're running 3 to 4 of these, bro, you're making $100,000 per month. Like, that is life-changing money. So the money is in this business and you can make it. You can buy that fast car. You can buy your dream watch. You can travel to amazing destinations. Within the past 3 years, I've traveled to places and I'm always the youngest guy in the room. No matter where I walk into, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a nice hotel, whether it's, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm always the youngest guy in these nice places. And it's because I did this business model. So it can change your life. If you have a dream car right now, if you're driving a shit car and you want a dream car, bro, if you started OFM, within 90 days, you could probably get that dream car. Maybe not like a fucking Lamborghini, but bro, if you're dreaming for like an RS6, RS3, within a years, bro, you could probably buy that cash. A dream watch, let's say you want a Rolex, 15, 20k. Bro, just think of it as like, oh, I just need to get a model to 40k per month, and I can get a Rolex every single month. If you want to travel to Italy, to Greece, these places that I've been before, because of OFM, you can do this, bro. Like, you can go to these nice restaurants, you can go to these nice hotels, just by doing this business model. Yes, of course, you could do it with any other fucking business model, but I'm just telling you right now, pure fact, that I've done these things because of this business model. So it can change your life, bro. It really can change your life. Change my life, and it's changed a bunch of other people's lives who I've worked with and just known within this industry. So take that into account. Now, this is not e-com or trading. Let me just clarify that it's a totally different business model. I'm not saying these business models are bad. I'm not going to sit here and shit on these business models. Well, I'm a little bit. I'm going to shit on them a little bit. But I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my gosh, these businesses are bad. They're a scam. But let me just explain a little bit. Trading, you're going to lose money very easily. Now, within trading, bro, you're going to get sold to by an affiliate trader who's making money when you sign up to his affiliate program. Or B, if you actually want to make money within trading, you're going to have to learn that skill over the past 5 years until you actually start making somewhat decent money. At the start, you're going to have to learn how to paper trade. You probably already know, bro. Like, everyone's gone through the trading phase. Everybody's gone through the trading phase. It's bullshit. If you want to make money online quick and make a good business, don't do trading, bro. It's not going to make you money straight away. You're going to lose money easily. It's too volatile. Don't fuck about that, bro. Because you're not going to learn that skill until 5+ years. Another very common business model that people get into is e-com. Bro, within e-com these days, the organic method of posting a few videos on TikTok and Reels isn't going to fucking work, bro. You can't do that stuff. The guys who are making real money within e-com, they're spending like $5,000, $10,000 on ads every single day. Not everybody has that money. You can't just jump into it. If you want to make money, how the fuck can you spend $5,000, $10,000 on ads every single day? It ain't going to work, bro. That business model is hard to do if you've got no capital to start. And if you try to start ecom with $0, it's going to be so fucking hard for you to make money. That's why every single guy in ecom's like, oh, bro, just use ads and you'll make money. Bro, it's going to be hard for you. Now, there's a bunch of other business models. Well, sales isn't really a business model. You can have an employee. You've got clothing brands, the same as ecom. So it all ties together, man. But yeah, trading and ecom, it's totally different to these business models. And I'm going to explain here why it is. To start an actual OFM agency, you don't need any money. That is fact. You don't need a single dollar to get a client and make money on the client. You don't need a single dollar, bro. You could be in debt and you could make money in this fucking business. To find a client, it's for free. To market a client, it's for free. To make money chatting to guys on the account, it's for free. The business requires $0. $0. All you need in this business model is the information. That is quite literally it, bro. So once you know what to do and how to do it, you're going to make money with an OFM. Like, to sign a client, you don't need any money at all. To get views on the client, to bring them to the OnlyFans page, it's for free. You don't need any money for that either. To chat to guys on an OnlyFans account, it's for free, bro. Like, you can get someone spend $1,000 on your client's account just by typing on the keyboard to them. It's completely for free. So it's, in my opinion, the best business model to do coming into 2026. So all you need is information and you can succeed very, very well within OnlyFans management. Now, what is an OF client? An OF client is a model who does OnlyFans. 80% of the time, it's a model who is a female, but 20% of the time might be a male, which can still do well, by the way. But yeah, an OF client, pretty simple, like Sophie Rain, like Camilla, just these girls who basically do OnlyFans. So, building the foundations to find the client. Instagram is the number one platform to find an OnlyFans model. It always will be, and it is to this day. But first, you need to build a correct account/profile so you can get a good reply rate from these models. Now, a big mistake what people do is they try and start OFM and they will, spend money on a website, build some flashy agency page. No, bro, you can't be doing any of this. You need to take a good approach and have a good account/profile to be messaging these models, or at the end of the day, you're just not going to get any replies and you're going to think the business model is shit, when in reality, you've just been given some shit information on how to build a profile. I'm going to give you the correct information, so do this. So, let's talk about this page right here. A very, very bad page. Now, if you're watching this, bro, whoever's profile is, I'm sorry, but just take it as a good critique because this page is very, very shit. So, first of all, let's talk about the basics. There is no face on this profile at all. If I'm an OF model, right, I'm making like $5,000 a month. I want to go to like $20,000 a month. I don't even know who this guy is. I don't know what it is. He's not showing a face. It's a shit profile overall. Like the second post here, it's got like the little sticker that you use on a story. The most recent post is like a drink from his local bar. Like, these are more story things. These aren't things you should be posting on the feed. On the feed should be you in a restaurant, should be you on a beach, it should be you in a shisha bar. Like, these simple things that can just look like it boosts your status will look good on a feed post. So straight away right here, this is a shit profile. He's also got a useless website in the bio. Now, there's nothing against websites, don't get me wrong. If you've got an agency page, you can put the agency page in your bio. But I wouldn't, like, he's got this useless website in his outreaching account. It's not good at all. It's useless. He's probably spent loads of time or even fucking money on this website when no one even clicks websites anymore, bro. We're in a day and age where most OF models are going to be between the ages of 18 to 24. The ones who are starting OF anyway. And they don't give a fuck about websites, bro. The only people going to give a fuck about websites, people above the age of 26. They might have a little look. So a website is, in my opinion, pretty useless unless you've got an agency page which you put into the bio. Like, again, what I said, there's useless pics as a fucking BMW on some random drive with a... Bro, it's a shit account, okay? It's not a good account. You shouldn't have an account like this. Also, there's 10k followers. Now, the 10k followers bit isn't a problem, but why would that account have 10,000 followers, bro? You've got to ask yourself that question. So, the account is everything. Now, I'm going to show you my account. Now, I'm not saying it's the best account in the world, but it's definitely got me a lot of replies. So, this is my account here, Daniel's Living. First and foremost, you can see my face. You can see who I am. Second of all, it's a decent lifestyle. You know, got good destinations around the world, nice restaurants. Just overall decent lifestyle, bro. You don't have to look like the next Andrew Tate, millionaire in a private jet on a fucking yacht. You can just look like you live somewhat of a decent lifestyle. Anyone, what I've got here, anyone can do this, bro. You could be on a McDonald's wage and you could have a profile that looks like mine. Well, maybe not. But you can see just from looking at this photo right here, I have somewhat of a decent lifestyle. I have decent followers. I have 6,400. It's not 1 million, but this followers count will definitely strike an eye because it's more than 1,000, should I say. Now, this is an important point. I look professional, but I also look like a personal account. Because at the end of the day, boys, you are DMing people. You're not DMing like another business. So you need to look a little bit professional, but you also need to look like an actual person, bro. You need to look like you actually use this Instagram account, you know? So you need to find like the middle point. You need to find like the middle ground of looking like a professional, but also looking like an actual human being who uses Instagram also. You don't want to be the guy who looks super professional with a fucking camera and a suit. And, bro, you're just going the wrong way with that. But you also don't look too personal where you're fucking about. You look like a dickhead on your Instagram. So, overall, just don't look like an NPC. Don't look like a fucking NPC. Look like a person, but also look professional, and you will get replies. But that's overall what your account should look like. So, where to find OF models to DM on Instagram. Now, I'm going to show you the rabbit hole method. Now, this is a word I've give this method. It's not even a fucking method, bro. It's such a simple thing. But probably a lot of you don't even use this. But this is what I like to call the rabbit hole method because it's such a good way to find fucking leads. And it's an unlimited way to find leads. You are never, ever going to run out of leads using this method. But before we get into this rabbit hole method, I'm going to show you a couple things you need to do. Well, a few things before you start finding the leads. Okay? So stay tuned and don't skip this video because it's important. First of all, you need to identify if a model is managed or not. So, for example, I've just pulled up this random profile of a model here. If you're watching this, bro, and you manage this model, it was the first model I've seen, so you're doing good work, bro. There's a lot of good content. So the pictures, it looks like a normal girl. It looks like a girlfriend style girl. It's good content, good camera quality, good lighting, good backgrounds. You know, I could sit here all day and talk about good quality photos, how to get good quality photos. But you can watch other YouTube videos on how to get good quality, how for a page to look good. I'm just giving you a basic overview. There's very good followers. If you see a model with over 40,000 followers, 99% of the time, it is managed, bro. Now, I'm not saying they all are. I'm not going to sit here and say they all are. But 9 times out of 10, it's probably a managed account. Which, by the way, is fine. Good looking overall. So, if the model's not, like, absolutely ugly, then if it's somewhat of a decent looking model, they're probably going to be managed. You know, we're in 2025. There's a lot of OFM agencies out there. Which is fine, by the way. You can still manage a model who's currently working with an agency. I'm gonna go into that a little bit further into the video. But for now, let's just stick on this. So yeah, overall good page, overall good profile. I would look at this page and I'd think, yeah, this is a managed model right here. Straight away, I can see it's a managed model. If you don't do OFM, you might not know. But now, from what I've told you, you can probably see that it's a managed model compared to the second example I'm going to show you right here. So, second example. Now, once again, if you manage this model, if you are this model watching this video, don't take this to heart. It's just critique at the end of the day. But let's get straight into it. The bio looks fucking scammy, bro. Like, what? DM me for collaboration/promotion, content creator, baddie in a real life. Yeah, you're taking the wrong approach to this. It's totally the wrong approach. You know, you're looking like a prostitute. At the end of the day, OnlyFans isn't like prostitution. It's like you're coming off as a fucking escort. So it's not good at all. Okay, we're still recording. The posts are low quality. Very, very low quality. You know, there's bad camera angles. There's a photo in a bathroom in looks like some bar, which I want to take a photo of. The photo in the pool could have been good if it was a good camera angle. There's no good quality. Overall, bro, I'm not going to sit here, like I said last time, and talk about camera quality and angles. You can watch YouTube videos on that. You can watch tutorials on how to get good camera quality and angles. And bro, by the way, if you think that's gay, that to get bad camera angles and good quality posts, even for your personal profile, you need to understand we're coming into 2026. So everything is about social media. So you need to learn this shit, especially if you're going to be starting OFM or want to succeed in OFM. You need to learn this stuff, bro. Third of all, useless highlights, man. Useless highlights that men don't give a fuck about. If I'm a subscriber wanting to subscribe to a model's page, and there's a highlight about foods and drinks, about the strawberry cream waffle she ate last Saturday, bro, no one gives a flying fuck. So straight away, I'm looking at this. It's A, a very, very shit manager, or B, just no management at all. Because me, as a manager, I know men don't give a flying fuck about that, and you're just leading the eyes towards something else, which is an OF page. So this is a bad example, which is most likely not managed, or if it is managed, bro, it won't be hard to take her from her agency because it's a shit page. This is managed and looks very, very good. So, there are the two examples. You need to know the difference because you need to know who to message. You can't be messaging this one because you're not going to get a reply. And if you do get a reply, you're probably not going to land the model if you start in OFM or want to succeed in OFM. Second of all, this is the second example. You're probably going to land this model because it's low quality. She looks like she needs help. She's probably not even doing over $5,000 a month. You can easily land this. So these are the ones you need to message. So, what to message a model. Now, before I get a load of hate about like, oh, bro, these messages are shit. Look, man, anything can work. All you need is their attention at the end of the day. You just need the attention with that first line. And from there, you can conversate and kind of divert the conversation. It's kind of hard to teach this in a video because you don't know what the person's going to say behind the messages. I can't predict what they're going to say. They could say anything. But here's 3 starters I'm just going to say here. So, first one. Hey, name. So, hey, Sophie. Is it okay if I ask something about your OF page? They could say yes. They could say no. I'm going to get into that in a minute, what the replies will be. Another one is, are you working under management right now? And the third one is, mentioned in story with them 2 little stars because that's like a little notification. And you can put, hey, is this the right spot to talk about your OF? Now, when you've sent the message, you need to comment or like post/stories. So if you're going to comment on the post, you need to be messaging something like this. Because if you commented on the post, hey, I DM'd you, like this, Instagram are going to flag this straight away. They didn't used to do this, but now they've clocked on that people use Instagram to find clients in multiple businesses. So if you just type this here, it's going to like a fucking robot, and it's just going to get deleted, and your account could potentially get banned. So you want to comment something that Instagram really can't detect. So a little bit something like this with an extra D or a missing letter, etc. Just something like the bot can't detect. Right, next bit, a little bit of sauce for you boys on the reply. So I tried to take this as easy as possible because, like I said, I can't predict what the person is going to say behind the screen, but I can kind of dissect it as much as I possibly can. So the reply, let's get straight into it. So let's say you message a model and they've replied with, let's say you message, are you working under management right now? And they've replied with, yes, I'm working under management. You could go on and say, oh, nice. Are they currently pulling you in $30,000 plus per month? If the potential client says yes, it's probably going to be a dead lead, bro. So if that client's already pulling in $30,000 a month, you as a beginner or you who's wanted to make money in OFM, you probably don't know how to scale that to 50 to 100k per month, bro. So you're probably not going to be able to work with this model. Or second of all, it's probably just an agency account or like the manager behind the screen just trolling who's fucking bored. Yeah. If they reply with, yes, I'm making over $30,000 a month, it's a dead lead, bro. If they say, no, I'm not making $30,000 a month, you can turn around and say this. Oh, that surprised me. So by you telling them that surprised me, they're thinking, maybe I should be making this amount of money. So if you don't mind me asking, what percentage of OF creators are you in? And with the OF creators, I'm going to come down to this reply here. So this is the thing that you're going to talk about with the OF creators. So let's say at the start they've replied with, are you working on a manager right now? And they've said no. Perfect. You're in the fucking green. Oh, okay, I see. Well, I messaged you as I seen your page and I saw potential in it. If you don't mind me asking, what percentage of OF creators are you in? Now, if they are above... Now, wait a minute. Before I get into this shit, you need to know the OF creators percentages. So I've got a little photo here. As you see, if a model is in the top 1%, they're making over $10,000 a month. If a model is in 0.01%, they're making $200K a month. So this is a little fucking information sheet, whatever you want to call it, of the percentages of OF creators. So when you start an OnlyFans, you're gonna get told what percentage of OF creators you're in. So yeah. So if they're anything below 2%, they're doing somewhat well. You could say, I guess. If they are above 2%, so 3%, 4%, 5%, they need management, bro. They're not doing well at all. They're probably not even scraping 2K, 3K a month. So yeah. So let's get back into this. So yeah, if you don't mind me asking what percentage of OF creators you're in, if they say below 2%, you can still work with this model. So let's say they're making 10K a month and they're not managed. They're most likely making a lot of money within subscriptions, which comes to a point where you can ask what money they are making in subs compared to messages. So within OnlyFans management, it's all about ratio. And I don't want to get too technical here because I'll be rambling on about this for quite a while. But let's say you make, I don't know, $1,000 in subs. Me as a manager, I'll be aiming for $10,000 or more in messages / tips. So let's say the model is making $1,000 in subs. The model's making $1,000 in subs, right? But she's only making $2,000 in messages. You have a gap to fill there. Like I said, as an agency owner, if a model's making $1,000 in subscriptions, you should be getting $10,000 in messages with the right information on how to do it. But this model, she isn't managed. She's below 2%, so that'll be striking my eye straight away. She's below 2%, but she isn't managed. 9 times out of 10, she's probably going to make money in subscriptions, and she's going to have a shit ratio. So $1,000 in subscriptions to $2,000 in messages, that's a 1-to-2 ratio. This is a 1-to-10 ratio. So, yeah, you should talk about how they have a 1-to-10 ratio. So if the model turns around and says, hey, I'm making $2,500 in subscriptions, but I want to make $3,000 in messages, you can turn around and say, hey, look, you should be making a 1-to-10 ratio on your account. That's what you should be striving for. So you should be making, if the model said $2,500 in subscriptions, she should be making $25,000 in messages. So straight away there, bro, you struck her eye and you said basically you have potential to make way more, and your ratio, subscription to chatting ratio on the account, is very, very shit. So let's get to the second point. Above 2%. So they're in 3%, 4%, whatever. They're making like 2 or 3K a month. You can say this. Ah, right, okay. You should 100% be in the top 1%, by the way. Would you be open to me explaining how you could get there? So, from here, they're most likely going to say yes. Obviously, a person's going to want to know how to get to top 1%. So from here, you know, you can just take it to WhatsApp. You can take it to iMessages. You can keep it in the DMs. But you kind of want to just explain what you can do. So as a manager, what you can do is you need to explain, for example, the chatting ratio. You need to talk about how you aim for a 1-to-10 chatting ratio. You need to talk about the marketing. So you can talk about how you're going to be pushing the model on Instagram Reels. You're going to be pushing the model on Reddit. You're going to be pushing the model on Twitter. You know, all these marketing methods, which I'm going to explain further down in the course module. You need to explain you are going to provide this for the model, and it's basically going to make it a whole lot easier for her. Like I explained in the last video, you're going to make it a whole lot easier for this model. All she needs to do is provide you content. So just keep it very simple for her and say, look, listen, I know how you can get in the top 1%. You'll do very, very well in Instagram Reels. All you need to do is provide me content, and we can just work on a commission base. That's all we do. And from there, you get her interested, you start working, you get inside the account, blah, 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 blah. But, like I said, it's hard to really sum up this scenario for you because it's going to be different for everyone. But I've tried my best as possible. I'll try and go into a little bit more detail another time. But for now, this is probably a lot of information for you to suck in. Just try and take notes on it. It's hard because you don't know what they're going to say. But with this information right here, from what I've told you, you should be able to dissect the situation pretty easily. So yeah, let's go over to the rabbit hole method. The rabbit hole method, boys. This is the rabbit hole method on how to actually find the leads. So, using the following lists. That is the rabbit hole method, bro. The rabbit hole method is the following list. It's right here. The following list. Bang, 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 bang. That is the rabbit hole method. So, you're going to go to a model's account. You're going to go to a following. And you're going to find another model. Maybe go on Kira's account. You find a model called Sophie. You DM Sophie. She looks low quality. You go on her following. You find another model called April. You message April. And you go on their following list, and their following list, and theirs, and theirs, and theirs, and you're in a rabbit hole, bro. You're in a rabbit hole of unlimited leads because you're constantly going on OF models pages, and they're always following another OF model. But you always need to take into account, bro, what is a high quality model and what is a low quality model. Like I mentioned before, I don't need to explain it too much again, but you only need to message the models who are low quality, who looks like they need work. Now, a little point. Only send 15 to 20 DMs in the morning and 15 to 20 DMs at night. Because if you just spam out 40 to 50 DMs straight away, you're gonna get message banned. So this is why people tend to make 2 accounts or simply just fucking split it up like this. So you can only send a maximum of 40 to 50 messages per day. So if you split that up with 15 to 20 in the morning to 15 to 20 at night, you're gonna be good, bro. Because you don't want to get this DM ban. Because once you get this DM ban here, you're fucking cooked. You can't send messages for 1 to 3 days, whatever it is. And when you get that ban, they're watching over your account very closely. So don't get that ban and try to avoid it as much as possible. I know you're eager to message loads. Just make a second account if that's the case. Now, this is the grind bit, bro. I tell this to everyone who's starting OFM, who's doing OFM. Outreaching is the grind bit, bro. It 100% is. If you've not got a client, this is the part where you're putting in a lot of work, but you're not making any money. So let's say you've got an OF client and you're putting in a lot of work with marketing. You're still making a little bit of money. With this, you are fully grinding, but not making any money at all. So I love this photo, by the way. I absolutely love this photo. The diamond one's so good. You're going to find a diamond soon, bro. You're going to get that first OF client. It's inevitable. Like I said, once you don't give up, it's always there. I've never seen a guy fail who works for 30 to 90 days, outreaches every day, works hard on the marketing, listens to the information. I've never seen a guy fail like this. So, yeah, if you don't give up, bro, if you do what I've told you to do, you're eventually going to find an OF client. Okay, boys, so you have now got your first OFM client, your first OF client, whatever you want to call it. I'm now going to show you how to onboard the model correctly. So once you're inside the OnlyFans account, I'm going to show you what to do on the account and how to onboard it correctly, how to get it systemized, how to get everything organized, ready to bring traffic and subscribers into the account. Because you don't want to onboard a model, work on the marketing straight away, bring loads of subscribers in, and once you've done that, the whole back end of the whole system on the account is fucked up and not organized. So I'm going to show you completely for free what I do. Well, I do a little other things, but if you was to try right now, get your first model, this is how I would onboard it. So, okay, you are inside the OnlyFans account. Straight away, I will be looking at the profile picture, the banner, and the bio. So for the profile picture, you're just going to need something cute, something simple, maybe a little mirror selfie, maybe a normal selfie. Yeah, don't overthink it too much. Just make sure you can see the face and it looks kind of cute. Second of all, you want a cute banner showing her. So it could be a banner showing her or her aesthetic. I wouldn't deep it too much. As you see on this one, I just found like a little cute banner from Pinterest. It was nothing too entertaining and it worked very fucking well. And then for the bio, you want something simple. So for example, this model here, I'm not going to tell the name because it's one of my clients. Hey, I'm Sophie, and I'm 19, and I'm always in it as a look. Now you can add a little bit more, say like something else, explain a little bit more. I kept this little cute one sentence. But what you don't want to do is, you don't want stuff underneath here saying, oh, I sell dildo content and fucking anal content. It's like, bro, you're over sexualizing the model. Now, of course, for certain models, that's going to need to be done. But let's say 9 times out of 10, you're just working with a model between the ages of 18 to 26. You just want to make them look like a normal person from the outside. So when they're very curious, So if you're always telling them you're over sexualizing everything, it's going to make the experience for the subscriber very, very less mysterious. And that's what people chase for. So you don't want to show too much. They'll be like, oh, I'll sell 1-to-1 dick rates. It's like, you sound like a prostitute, like a slut. You don't sound like a girlfriend. Because most of these guys, the guys who are going to spend big anyway, they're going to want like an online girlfriend. Yes, guys come in and just buy loads of stuff and don't speak. But guys who are going to spend big on the account, they're going to want like an online girlfriend and like a good relationship. So you don't want to come off too sexual. So try and keep the bio very like, just simple, man. Like don't overthink it too much. Okay, so the subscription price / the promotions on the account. So for the subscription price, you're gonna want to have it no over $12 and no under $8. I have all my accounts on $8. I find it the sweet spot. No one ever really pays $8 unless they've gone over 2 months. But yeah, $8 between $12, $10 seems like the sweet spot. Don't do $20 or $40 or $50 because if you do that, you're not going to get any subscriptions. Like, you're competing with models like Sophie Rain, and I'm pretty sure her subscription model's like $8 too. So what's the point, bro? Like, no one's going to subscribe to your model if it's over like $12. Trust me on that right now. For the promotions, so you want to have a discount for people who pay for the first month, and it's always the highest percentage. So for example, if your OF page is $8, you're going to want to put a 6% discount on for the first 30 days, which will come to around about $3 for the first 30 days. So when they say it's $3, they're just going to click it and buy it straight away. And for the people who have unsubscribed to the page or not turned on the renew subscription, you want to have basically a free trial link to bring them back to the page, which is like an expired promotion. So I'll have something like, oh, come back please, and like say it's a free link, and this will basically funnel them back to the page. Yeah, if you're on an account, right, if you log into an account and you bring an expired promotion onto the page, which they haven't done before, you're going to see a flood amounts of subscriptions come back in, at least 50 to 100 depending on the account size. If you put it as a free trial link, you're going to see a lot of subscriptions come back into that page. So an expired promotion is very, very important. But for the first 30 to 60 days, you should be doing free trial marketing anyway. So let's say you're marketing on Instagram, Reddit, whatever. You should be using a free trial link anyway, instead of like the paid link, which is the normal OnlyFans URL. You should be using the free trial ones because it's going to bring the most amount of traffic. I'm not going to go in too deep into that, but I use free trial links for marketing. For the first 60 to 60 days, you should be using the free trial promos anyway to get the most amount of people into the page. So yeah, that's basically it for subscription price and promotions. So the welcome message. Now this is a bit controversial. Maybe the client might not even have a welcome message. Maybe the client might have something ridiculous in a welcome. I've seen a client before, right? I've seen a client before have a welcome message what was $100. And if you've got a welcome message that is anything over like even $20, you're instantly going to put the subscriber off. It's instantly going to turn them off. And they're going to think, fuck this, they're too expensive. So personally, what I do is, what a lot of people is, they just have a normal message like, hey, welcome to my OF. Where are you from? So it's just like a conversation starter. But with what I do, if what's been working super well for me is I do a $5 pay-per-view welcome message. As this is like kind of filtering out the people who are ready to buy other content straight away and people who aren't ready to buy content straight away. So on the $5 pay-per-view, by the way, that's a pay-per-view, they'll see this as like a locked message. And to open the message, you need to unlock it for $5. I'll have like teasy content behind it, so nothing too serious, but also nothing I'd post on Instagram. So yeah, with the $5 pay per view, it does work really, really well, because if I see a subscriber subscribe to the page, right, and they buy the $5 pay per view, instantly me and my team can look at the subscriber and think, okay, he's ready to buy more. He's ready to buy a $10 pay per view, and then he's ready to buy a $20, a $30, $50, $100. Before you know it, bro, the guy's probably spent like $200, $300, and we knew he was going to spend straight away just by his action of buying a $5 pay per view straight away. So because they've bought the pay per view when they subscribe to the page instantly, that's instantly triggered me and my team that he's ready to buy content. He's bought content, so he's ready. You know, he's basically ready, bro. That's all I can say. It's a very good way to filter out the people. This only gets done around about 4 to 5% of the time, but other than that, it works really well. So I'll say use this. It's a good method. It works well for me, and it probably will work well for you. So next point, the tracking links / free trial links, also known as FTL. So you want to see what traffic method is performing and what isn't. This is so important for agencies. So let's say you'll have one free trial link on the Instagram bio, and then you'll have one free trial link on the Reddit bio, and then one free trial link on the Twitter bio. You're going to see what's performing well and what's not performing well. So you're going to see what you can put more time into. And you can also see, I'm putting a lot of time into this and it's not really doing that much. So maybe I should just put all my effort into what's actually working. Just double down on what's working. So yeah, tracking links and free trial links, like the way you can track it, the clicks and subscriptions, is way, way, way better. So for example, let's say you did Reddit and Instagram for 1 week, and Reddit only brought in one subscriber, and you was working on Reddit 4 hours a day and Instagram 4 hours a day. But then Instagram brought in 100 subscribers. I would look at it and think, right, A, I need to switch my approach on Reddit, or B, I just need to lock them other hours straight into Instagram, because that's what's working right now for my client. So tracking links is very, very important. It's going to give you a very good overview of what's working and what's not. So you need to use these on a page. If you've not got them set up, you need to set these up for when you're ready for marketing the model. So super, super, super important. You need to use this. Okay, so fans and following. Now, a lot of people don't actually utilize this when they should. The fans and following is very, very important. You want to, at the bottom at the top, it says auto follow back fans. Now, I turn this on because, and also unfollow when the subscription has ended, to turn that off. You have a collection / list, and I'm going to explain that in a little minute. And basically, you can still message fans who aren't even subscribed to the page anymore if you follow them. So it works very, very well. Also, 1 free month for referrer. Always turn that on. If someone refers the page, you basically just getting referrals, extra subscribers. Why not? And then also notify top fans, top 1%, top 5%. So that's very good, because I've had fans before be like, oh, I finally hit the top 1%. And then next month, they might not get the top 1%. They'll be like, oh shit, I'm not actually a top 1% fan anymore. Maybe she likes someone else. Maybe someone else is treating her better. So it's like, there's so many thoughts in their minds when they get this notification. It makes them feel good, makes them feel bad. It's just good. Any emotion's good emotion. So just use these. Maybe test around the follow back ones if you don't want it, but it seems decently well. This isn't too much of a stress, but this is just what I've used on every single page. Okay, Vault Media / storage. So on OnlyFans, you have a section called Vault, which is like where you store basically all the content. You can upload to the Vault by just sending it to the official OnlyFans page and messages. So anything you send in messages or post on OnlyFans, it automatically gets uploaded to the Vault. So yeah, you can have your scripts. So have scripts of the model. And a script is basically, it'll start off with something teasy, and then it'll move to something very intense. So it'll start with something you sell for $10 and move to something very intense you sell for like $120. You can find OnlyFans scripts on Etsy for like $3 to $5. So if you're confused on what to tell your model what to do, if you can't think of anything, just go on Etsy, buy quick scripts and send it over to the client, and it should be good. So yeah, that's basically it for the Vault Media Storage. Okay, get a bit deeper into it now. The collections / lists. So you need to be listing your subscribers. If even guys doing OFM, if you're watching this right now and you're doing OFM and you've not got a correct list, you need to be doing this, bro. So right here, I list it within little fish, medium fish, and a whale, and then a whale with a star. So whales are known as big spenders in any business, really. Right? There's crypto whales. Whales just known as something big. So yeah, they use it as a term in OFM also. You can do it however, what emoji, whatever. But what I like to do is I like to have a subscriber list between people who have spent $50 to $100. Then I like to have a subscriber list from people who have spent $100 to $300, and then a subscriber list from people who have spent $300 plus, and then $1,000 plus. So on this model on the left here, we just recruiter, we listed up quickly, got everything listed. So you know who to focus on. You know not who to mass message / spam. So people who have spent like $300 plus, you don't need spamming these guys. You want to be talking to them personally. Yeah, it just helps everything, organizes everything. It knows who to focus attention on. It's very, very good. You need to be listing out every subscriber. It helps with everything. It helps with your team, your future chatters. It helps with yourself. It works for it, organizes everything. So you need to fucking do it. And then you've also got deleting mass messages. So this is huge. This is huge. So for example, I've onboarded this model here. Well, and I checked back in July. Look at the state of this, bro. So a mass message on OnlyFans is when you send a message and it messages all the subscribers on your account. And this model right here sent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mass messages in the space of 12 hours. So imagine you log onto OnlyFans, right? And you get all of these messages from a single model. You're going to be like, what the fuck is going on? You don't know what's going on. It's fucking up your brain. It's messing up the relationship. It seems botty. Seems like an NPC. Doesn't seem like a real person. You need to delete all the mass messages. Only send a maximum of 2 to 3 mass messages on an account per day. And you need, when you send a mass message and you want to send a new one, right? So let's say you sent a mass message at 8 a.m. and you want to send a new one at 5 p.m. Remember to delete the one at 8 a.m. That's super important because it deletes it from the chat. So then you can, the new one, it's not going to show the previous one. So you can't be spamming. You need to delete all the previous mass messages. So if the account was run by a shitty agency, they've probably got a fuck ton of mass messages they've not deleted. So you need to delete these straight away. You don't want a hell of mass messages on the account. It's going to ruin all the relationships with the subscribers. And lastly, Google Drive content storage. So I use the Google Drive to store content. So I'll have a folder called IG post pics. I'll have a folder called Reels. I'll have a folder called Reddit pics, and then I'll have a folder called Other. So whether it's like a custom content or something very specific, just uploading that. So you want to use Google Drive for your clients as it's very, very easy. It keeps the full quality also. So let's say you're working with a client and they're sending you Reels over WhatsApp and you download it. It's going to actually fuck up the quality of the video. So with Google Drive, if you upload something to Google Drive and you save the video, it doesn't fuck up the quality. It might look very bad whilst watching it on Google Drive, but once you save it to your device, it's not fucked up. Google Drive keeps all the quality. So yeah, that's about it, boys, for the onboarding of the model. That's all you need to know. So yeah, you've basically got the PFP and banner, you've got subscription price promotions, you've got the welcome message, tracking links, fans and following, vault and media storage, collections and lists, deleting the mass messages, and then obviously the Google Drive to store the content. So yeah, that's basically it. You need to do this straight away within the first 12 to 24 hours once getting the model. It's a quick 1 to 2 hour process, if that, probably a 1 hour process, and it helps everything for when you're about to start the marketing. Okay, boys, so this is basically the most important video, and this video is on how to market a client in OFM. So to be honest, a lot of people confuse this. A lot of people confuse how to market a client in OFM. You know, people always try and find the next fucking massive thing when, yes, of course, you need to find the next big thing, but at the end of the day, you just need to stick with what works and keep it very simple. So yeah, I'm going to try and not overcomplicate this too much. I'm just going to try and keep it simple. If I was a beginner, if I was trying to make money or get to my first 10, 20, 30k per month in OFM, I would simply use this marketing strategy. So yeah, let's not waste any time and let's just get straight into it. So, your best friend, the number one, the king, the GOAT, is Instagram. Instagram is the fucking GOAT in OFM. It has been for the past 2 to 3 years and probably will be for the next 10 to 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 years. I'm fucking, but yeah, Instagram's the best, man. It's number one. You need to be thinking about Instagram. You need to be Instagram. Instagram is the GOAT, man. Like, I don't know how to explain it enough. You can get a model from $500 a month to $50K a month in 90 days if you blow up on Instagram. So Instagram needs to be your best friend, like literally number one. You need to be thinking about it. You need to be doing it every single day. Not missing a day on Instagram. Not missing a fucking day on Instagram. Okay? The thing is with Instagram, it can be a slow builder. So you need to find out what works for your client and what doesn't. So you do need to kind of niche it a little bit. But at the same time, you need to give it time also. So if you make a brand new account on Instagram, it's probably not going to blow up in the first 7 days. Yes, it might get some views, but it's not going to get insane views in the first 7 days. So it is a tiny bit of a slow builder, but once you start racking them views in, once you start getting followers, that is it, bro. That account will take off, unless it gets banned and you have to make a new account, which I don't want to go too much into that because it gets complicated. For now, I'm trying to show you what fucking works. Instagram is the go. You need to think about this on the daily. So let's dive in a little bit on what works with Instagram. So, of course, Reels. Reels is the best thing ever, man. Reels is... It's just so fucking good, bro. You can literally post a video of your model and she can blow up, get 5 million views, and you can now make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on one account. And yeah, it really is amazing. Like, if your client is motivated to make content and you know how to push that content, you know what content works well, it will blow up, bro. And the amount of subscribers that'll come into the page, you can chat to them, you can drain them. It's heaven, bro. Once you know how to like crank down on Reels, it's really good. So you need to know what to do for Reels. Reels is the game changer. Also, another point I want to talk about, what I've not added onto this Miro list, is what's working well on Instagram right now is when people make the slideshow post and add a little music to it. So if you've got a client and she does like 3 pictures on one post and tags a little song, you can do it for her, of course. This has been blowing up for some clients recently also, so you can try this too. But mainly you're going to want to work with Reels, because Reels is the bread and butter. It's the foundation. It's the GOAT. You're going to need to know how to do Reels correctly because it's the best thing to do. So let's get into a Reel. What is good? So this is what I would class as a good Reel. Why is it a good Reel, you may ask? First of all, what I've not mentioned on the bullet points is the model isn't showing too much. So when a model shows a lot of like sexual content on a Reel, the account can get potentially flagged. So let's say you're growing an account, it's got 10k, 20k followers, and you've now posted something, it's flagged the account, your account gets banned, and you can't get it back. Just because your model didn't wear something safe for work. So, onto the bullet points. First of all, the text with captions. So, if you're doing Reels where the model's talking, or there's like captions with text, it's always going to somewhat perform, I'm not going to say better, but it's going to likely target an English audience. So, for example, I've had a video what had no text, no captions, and it blew up to the Indian audience. It got like 1 million views, but it blew up in India, so no one subscribes to the page because it's in India. So the text with captions is going to help target that USA, UK, Germany audience where the people are going to spend money, where the money is at in the market. Second point is there's a midget on the screen, bro. Like, there's a fucking midget on the screen, bro. Like, that is crazy. That would strike my eye straight away. Like, what? Why is there a midget? What is going on? And then the third point is there's like a McLaren, a midget. And then before you know it, you have to rewatch the Reel because you didn't understand the text. Like, bro, it's so good. It's such a good Reel. It's such a good concept because they got the text captions, they got the midget, got the cool car, got a little microphone. It's showing the model. It's looking like a little interview. And most importantly, it's got good lighting and a good angle. You know, it's showing everything. It's got good lighting. You can see everything. It's a very good Reel overall, bro. It ticks every single box. And I'm not too sure if this Reel blow up. But if you used to do Reels like this on the day, I'm not saying do this exact Reel, but you need to have these certain frames within the Reel. So you need to have, I would say, focus on maybe some text with captions. I would say focus on something mystery. So, for example, they use a midget here. So, like a hook in some sense. A cool car's another hook. They kind of went over the fucking drill of the mad stuff, which obviously you don't have to do. Then a microphone, it was kind of cool, made it look like an interview. And then, of course, the good lighting with the angles, so it just made everything amazing on the video. So, yeah, that's a good reel for me. If a model was to post 20 of them reels, I can guarantee one of them will get over 500,000 views. So, that is a good reel. That's what I would tend to look at to post something like that with these main frames. Like I said, it doesn't have to be exactly that, but it needs to have these main, like, pillars, you could say. So, yeah. Now, the shit quality reels, bro. But Daniel, I'm posting so many reels. My model's posting so much and doing much. It needs to bullet point the foundations, bro, okay? So why is this foundation gone wrong? First of all, shit quality. Like, what is this quality? It's like, I can see the stains and stuff. Like, I can see it's bad. There's dirt on the mirror over here. It's bad quality, bro. It's a bad quality video. It's not going... You've got to think, right? I'll get to that point in a second, actually. Let's just talk about the shit quality. Awful quality video. Awful quality. Awful background. Bro, what is this background, bro? What is this background? If you're watching this video right now, don't take this to offense, but this background right here, what is that? Why would someone want to see that? Okay? Third of all, stupid filter. I can see the little face filter. This is going to lower the quality 100%. I can see that face filter. I can see the little shaded eyes. It's ruining the quality. The only good thing about this reel is the fact that she's done this here. She's done that there. That's the only good thing about the reel. But if everything else was the main pillars, it could have potentially done well. Awful text. The text is down here in some weird font at the bottom right of the screen. Like, what? What even is that, bro? Why would that blow up? And that comes on to the main point. Would this reel blow up? You got to think, bro. Could you see this reel getting over 5 million views? If you can't see the reel getting over 5 million views, it's not going to go over 10k. I can guarantee you right now. You've got to think every single reel you post, you've got to think, will this get millions of views? And if it won't, what's the point in posting it, bro? You're wasting time. This right here, they've posted this with intention, knowing that it won't probably get a million views. Well, I know it wouldn't get a million views. You got to think to yourself, would this really blow up? We're coming into 2026, or... It's like, this would never get millions of views, and if it's not going to get millions of views, what's the point in posting it? Do you know what I'm saying? So it just comes down to the main pillars. You could see this video getting millions of views. You could see it blowing up. You could never see this video blowing up. So it's never going to work. So don't post stuff that's not going to work. And everyone who's watching this video, you know how Instagram works, whether you've posted on Instagram or whether you consume content on Instagram. So there's no point me here trying to explain everything what works and what doesn't work. You know what works yourself. So you know for a fact this doesn't work, but you know for a fact that this does work. So just do the thing that works, bro. At the end of the day, I've told you the pillars. I've told you what not to do. Don't overcomplicate it. Reels is the main aspect of marketing within OFM. It's going to blow you up. Just do the right things and you will blow up and make a lot of money with Reels. So, the second traffic method that I mainly use is Reddit. Reddit is so good because it brings you instant subscribers. So like I said at the start of the video, you could be running Instagram, right? And your page couldn't blow up for maybe 2 weeks, and then it might not take off within 2 weeks. With Reddit, bro, you can get subscribers in within the first 24 hours. You can make money on Reddit within the first 24 hours of posting on it. Because you can post on Reddit, it can do well, people come to the web page, bang, you're doing well. So I would say also when you're setting up a Reddit page, don't put the OnlyFans link in the bio until around about having the account for 1 to 3 days. And on the first day of posting on Reddit, don't even post. Just scroll for the first day. On day 2, then you can post. On day 3, then you can add the link. So take it slow because you need to warm the account correctly. So yeah, Reddit, amazing. So many people on Reddit. Reddit is amazing. Especially with the UK laws now, you have to put your ID in and shit. Reddit's good too. So, yeah, let's talk a little bit about Reddit. So, niches. Reddit is the niche center. There's a thing called... Why is it not letting me draw? Right, there's a thing called subreddits. So, you'd be on Reddit, and there's these little, beautiful little things called subreddits, which are communities. So, a subreddit could be called r/gothgirls. There could be a Reddit called r/gothgirls. But Would you post her and goth girls? No. Would you post her and goth girls? Why is it not? Yes, you would. So there's certain niches for certain characteristics of the model. So, for example, right here you have an e-girl. Right here you have a goth girl. Right here you have a MILF. Right here you have a gym girl. So there's so many of these subreddits, and with each subreddit is a different niche. So let's say you're a guy and you're really attracted to MILFs, then you're going to go to the MILF subreddit. If you're a guy really attracted to goths, you're going to go to the goth subreddit. So it works like this. That's why Reddit is so good, because it niches, and the customer / potential subscriber / buyer is going to search up what he wants because there's subreddits on this app. So it's amazing. It's perfect. Very, very good. So you need to niche your model. So if your model looks like something that could be a niche, whether it's goth, gym, MILF, blah, 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 you need to niche it. You need to find these subreddits. You need to join these subreddits. You need to verify in these subreddits. There's some subreddits that require verification. Very easy to do. And you need to post in these subreddits because these are the guys who are going to love your client. So niching is top tier within Reddit. It needs to be. You can't just post randomly on Reddit. It doesn't work like that. You need to post within certain subreddits to niche the model. So let's go to the next point. So you could be confused on where to post. So let's say you've got a model and she's somewhat basic. You could be a little bit confused on where to post. What I would say to do is, I would say join a broad subreddit. So if your model is blonde, join a blonde subreddit. And from there, you can actually see other models posting in that subreddit. So for example, right, if you had a brunette model and she posted in a subreddit called brunettes, yeah, you can click her profile, click onto another model's profile who's posted in that subreddit and done well, and you can see what they're posting in. So if I've got, let me explain a little bit more basic. If I've got a brunette model, right, and I don't know what subreddit to go into because I can't really niche it too well, she's kind of basic, I'd go to the brunette subreddit. I would see what model has performed the best, or the top 10 within that subreddit. I would click their profiles. You can go into the profile and you can see what's doing well for them. So they'll be posting within another 20, 30, 40, 50 subreddits. You can join these and post what they're posting in because that model looks like yours a little bit. So you can kind of just copy other people in a sense. You kind of just copying other people. So you can click their profiles, see what's doing well for them, and just genuinely just copy it. And that's even the same with Reels, bro. If something's doing well for someone on Reels, just copy it. Like, actually just copy what does well. That's the whole thing about marketing. It's just copying what's doing well at the end of the day with your own little twist. So you can just replicate what that model's doing on Reddit, join their subreddits, and kind of just replicate what's going well for them. Yeah, so you can never really you can't say, oh, I don't know where to post, there's no one to, no, bro, there's always someone to post, bro. Trust me right now, there's niches for a reason, and with them niches, if it's basic, you can look what looks similar, look at the profile, join those subreddits. Another thing with Reddit is you need to have messages disallowed on Reddit. So you need to go to settings, profile settings, and there'll be a section that will be like, who can send you chat requests? You want to have this as nobody. So when nobody can send you messages, the only way they can message that model is if they subscribe to the OnlyFans account. So that is needed because you'll have people on Reddit who are trying to get the model's attention through messaging them on Reddit. You only want them to be able to message the potential model by going to the OnlyFans link. So it kind of just makes everything easier, makes them subscribe to the page much more easier. So yeah, good little tip to do. Quite a little beginner mistake to do. If you've not done it and you are doing well on Reddit, add it right now. I can guarantee your conversion rate to subscribers is way better. So if you've signed a model, you've brought on a model, there's no subscribers coming in, the account's looking dead, blast Reddit until you build your Instagram. You're going to have to blast Reddit until your Instagram's getting built. Because like I said, when I first talked about Reddit brings you instant traffic. You can blow up. Because the thing is with Reddit, these subreddits, right? When you go to like a section, it's all the posts from the last 24 hours. So it moves very quickly, very quick. With Reels, you can have a reel on your Reels For You page, blown up like 6 weeks ago. So with Reddit, it's very quick, very instant. So whilst you're building your Instagram for your brand new client, you need to be pushing Reddit. So within the bio, you can have the OnlyFans. You could even have the what's worked well for me. A little bit saucy. You can have the Instagram also in the Reddit bio. So when people go to the Instagram, they tend to be from USA, UK. So now that Instagram has already grabbed the USA/UK market,
And now the reels you post are going to get pushed towards the USA/UK market. So you can also plug your Instagram that you're trying to build up. You know, you're trying to get more followers, more USA guys, more views. You can plug that Instagram in the Reddit bio because you know Reddit is going to gain instant traction. So yeah, that's basically gonna be your formula. If you're signing a new client and she's not really getting any subscribers, you need to make her brand new socials, for example. So a lot of these clients, they might need brand new socials, or the socials aren't very good. Bang Reddit, and in the first 1 to 2 weeks, build the Instagram up. Reddit's gonna help bring the subscribers until the Instagram's built. Once the Instagram is built, you're blowing up. You can bang Reddit and Instagram and get the page to 20k plus per month. That is the simple formula for marketing. Of course, there's more to think about, but for you right now who's not making money in OFM or trying to start OFM, this is going to be your best friend. This formula is working. I still use it to this day. So that's basically it for marketing, boys. I've taught you what is OFM. I've taught you how to get your first client. I've told you how to onboard the client, and I've also told you how to get subscribers to the client. So if you don't make 10k a month or at least $5,000 with this formula right here, you're stupid. So it's a perfect formula. This works so well. And like I said, Instagram's the goal. So remember that.